Hi, this is Triveni, working as assistant professor in Chebrolo Engineering College in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. In today's session, I'm going to explain you about 5-variable K-map. So in previous session, we already discussed about 2-variable, 3-variable and 4-variable K-map for the simplification of SOP and POS expressions, means sum of products and product of sums expressions. Okay, so you see here for 5-variable K-map, we have 2 power 5 cells. 2 power 5 cells means 32 cells. These 32 cells are numbered from 0 to 31. From 0 to 31. Okay. In this 5-variable K-map, so I'm taking variables A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E. And I divide these variables, 5 variables into 2 groups. So A, B is one group and C, D, E is one group. Okay. For these two variables, we have 4 possible combinations. Okay, and you have to write for these two variables 2-bit gray code sequence. 2-bit gray code sequence. So that is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1 and 1, 0. Okay, and next for these three variables. Okay, those are C, D, E. C, D, E. For these three variables, we have 8 possible combinations. 8 possible combinations. So you have to write 3-bit gray code sequence here. 3-bit gray code sequence here like this 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0. After that 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. You have to write 3-bit gray code sequence like this. After that, see here we have 4 rows and 8 columns. We have 4 rows and 8 columns. And I divide these 4 rows and 8 columns into 2 4-bit groups. Into 2 4-variable K-map groups. 2 4-variable K-map groups. Like this. Here the blue line represents the division. Like 2 4-variable groups. 2 4-variable K-map groups. Okay, and see here what is first cell, what is the representation. We have all zeros. AB is 0, 0, CDE is 0, 0, 0. So we can represent the decimal equivalent is 0. And for 0, 0, 1, the decimal equivalent is 1. And 0, 0, 1, 0, the decimal equivalent is 2. For 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, the decimal equivalent is 3. Like that, you have to write the decimal numbers corresponding to each cell. Okay. So after that, see here, if I am considering this cell, for this cell, what are the number of adjacencies we have? What are the maximum number of possible adjacencies for the 5-variable K-map? So any cell we have, the maximum number of possible adjacencies are equal to 5. Are equal to 5. What are the maximum number of possible adjacencies here? 5, because we have 5 variables. Because we have 5 variables. So the maximum number of adjacencies is equal to number of variables. Number of variables. See here, I'm taking 0, cell 0. For cell 0, what are the adjacencies for cell 0? Cell 1 is adjacent because these two are differed by 1-bit position, and cell 8 also adjacent because these two are differed by 1-bit position. And this 4-variable K-map, we have corners also adjacent. Means for 0, 2 is adjacent. For 0, 16 also adjacent. You may observe for 0 cell and 2 cell, these two cells are differ by 1-bit position. And you may observe 0 and 16, these two cells are differed by single bit position because these two cells are adjacent. Okay, so these total 4 adjacencies we have in this first 4 variable K-map. After that, for 0, we have 4 also adjacent. We have 4 also adjacent, because if you fold the paper like this, 0 and 4 also adjacent, because 0 and 4 are corner. These two are also adjacent. So count the total number of adjacencies for 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what are the total number of maximum number of adjacencies for the cell 0? 5. 5. What are the maximum number of adjacencies? 5. Okay. So you may take any cell. For each cell we have the maximum number of adjacencies are equal to 5. Are equal to 5. For example, if I am considering 31, cell 31, what are the maximum number, what are the number of adjacencies here? See here, 30 is adjacent, 15 also adjacent, 29 adjacent, 23 adjacent. Okay, so you may observe for 30, 26 adjacent. For 27, 31 also adjacent. 31 also adjacent. Okay. So this is the 5 variable K-map representation. Okay. And next, see here, I'm taking one example. So here the given function consists of minterms. Minterms. What are those? 0, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12, 13, like that, 0 to 27. So here the given numbers are minterms. So in K-map, what is the first step we have to do is, first, if there is no variable representation here, so see the maximum number is 27. So if you want to represent this 27 in binary, we need 5-bit representation, 5 bits. Means here we have to take 5 variable K-map. You have to take 5 variable K-map. So first one, you have to draw the 5 variable K-map. Okay. So after that, you have to place these minterms as ones in K-map. As ones in K-map. Okay. So next step, what is next step? You have to place these minterms in K-map as ones. As ones. See here, I am represented ones with red color in K-map. This 5 variable K-map. Okay. After that, what we have to do? Write the number of adjacencies for each minterm. Write the number of adjacencies for each minterm. See here at right side, I'm writing the number of adjacencies for the given minterms. For the given minterms. Okay. See here, first minterm is 0. So here is 0. What are the number of adjacencies for this minterm? So for this minterm, for this 0, we have 2 is adjacent and we have 16 is adjacent. Okay. So only 2 numbers are adjacent. Only 2 numbers are adjacent. So you have to write the number of adjacencies for 0 cell is 2. Okay. After that, what is the next minterm? 2. So here is 2. Okay, for this cell 2, write the number of adjacencies for this cell 2. 3 is adjacent, 10 is adjacent, 18 is adjacent, and 0 is adjacent. And here is no minterm, so 6 is not adjacent. Okay, because there is no minterm representation here. So what are the total number of adjacencies for the cell 2? 4. 4. Okay. Similarly, for minterm 3. For minterm 3, what are the number of adjacencies here? 3. Similarly, for minterm 10, where is 10? Here is the 10. So what are the number of adjacencies here? 3. For minterm 11, we have number of adjacencies 3. See here, for 8, 12 adjacent. For 9, 13 adjacent. For 11, 15 adjacent. In 15, there is no minterm representation here. Because of that, for 11, we have 3 numbers are adjacent. One is 3, one is 10, one is 27. So number of adjacencies for the cell 11 is equal to 3. Okay. And next for 12. For 12. Where is 12? Here is 12. So what are the number of adjacencies here? Only one cell is adjacent, that is 13. Similarly for 13, 12 is adjacent, only one. Okay, after that 16. So here is 16. So what are the number of adjacencies here? This one, 2, and for 16, 18 also adjacent 3, and for 16, 20 also adjacent, 20 also adjacent, because these two are corners. Okay, so 16, for 16, 20 also adjacent. So what are the number of adjacencies here? 4. Okay, and next for 17. For 17, what are the number of adjacencies for 17? See here, this one, 2, and 21 also adjacent. So the total number of adjacencies for 17 is 3. So like that you have to write the number of adjacencies for each min term. For each min term. Okay. So after that, what we have to do? We have to group these min terms to get the simplified expression. Okay. So, see here, from this number of adjacencies, what we have to do is you have to consider, you have to give the priority to the least number of adjacencies min term. Okay, so here, see here we have number of adjacencies. Adjacencies are equal to 1 for min term 12 and min term 13. So these are least numbers of adjacencies for this min term. So first I am considering 12. First I am considering 12. So where is 12? Here is 12. Okay. So from the with this 12, can we group four cells? Can we group 4 cells? No, because only these two are adjacent. We have no other cells. Okay. So only these 12 and 13 are grouped. Means these 12 and 13 form a pair. A pair. Okay. So after that, so 12 and 13 are involved in group. So you have to put right mark here. Okay. So after that, which min term has to be considered? After that, least adjacency min terms. What are those? 0, 20, and 21. So you have to consider 0. You have to consider 0. Okay. For 0. For 0. So can we group 8 or can we group 16? No, there is no possibility. So only we can group 4 numbers. So see here, it seems to be like 4 variable K-map. 4 variable K-map, corners also adjacent. So we can group these 4 corners. Means we can group 0, 2, 18 and 16. Okay. So this blue color forms a quad. A quad. So in this grouping, what are the min terms are involved in this group? 0, 2, 16 and 18. So you have to put tick mark 0, 2, 16 and 18. Okay, so you have to group the maximum number of possibility. Okay, so here the maximum number of possibility is 4. Okay, so we have no other choice to do 8 cells or 16 cells. Okay, so after that, I'm considering the min term 20. Min term 20. So where is the min term 20? Here is the min term 20. So with this 20, okay, we can group 4 variables, sorry, 4 cells. We can group 4 cells. See here, 20, 21. In same places, we have 16 and 17. Okay, so we can group these 4. We can group these 4 cells. Okay, so with 20, what are the min terms involved in this group? 20, 21 and 16. 16 also covered and 17 and 17. Okay, so these are the min terms are covered. Okay, and what is the next min term we have to choose? So the number of adjacencies is 2. Any 2 are there? No. So we have to consider the minterm 3 because it has 3 numbers or adjacent. Okay. And next with 3, where is 3? This one. Okay, here is. So with this 3, can we group 16? Is there any possibility? No. Is there any possibility? No. With this 3, we can group these 8 terms. These 8 terms only. This is the maximum number of possibility. Okay. So we have no other possibility to do 16 or 32 cells. Okay. So only we have possibility to do 8 cells. Okay. So these 8 cells are grouped. So what are the minterms involved in this group? 3, 11, 10, 3, 11, 10. Next 27, 26 and 19 also involved. 19 also involved. Okay. See here, the given all the minterms are involved in grouping. So after all the minterms are involved in grouping, in that time only we get the simplified expression either in SOP or in POS. So here we given terms are minterms and we placed these minterms in K-map as 1. So we get simplified sum of products expression. Okay. See here and here what we are taking the variables A and B. So 0, 0 means here A bar, B bar. 0, 1 means here A bar, B, and 1, 1 means here A, B, and here 1, 0 means here A, B bar, A, B bar. And similarly here we have to write C bar, D bar, E bar. Like that you have to write. Okay. So see here we have the minimized Boolean expression is here. Okay. So red group represent the corresponding minterm A bar, B, C, D bar. Blue group represent the corresponding minterm. And similar way, black group, this is black group and this is 8 is green color group. These are the prime implicants. These all are called prime implicants. So final expression is in simplified sum of products form. So this is the simplified SOP expression for the given minterms. Okay. And next, same problem here I am taking to get simplified product of sums expression. Simplified product of sums expression. So how we get the simplified POS form? So you have to take the missing numbers from the given function. What are the missing numbers here? 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. So those are called max terms. What we call those are max terms. Okay. So see here I'm taking the missing numbers and here the representation is product of sums. Pi capital M of. Okay. So by simplifying, by placing these max terms in K-map as zeros. Okay. After that only we get simplified product of sums expression. Okay. See here, first you have to draw 5 variable K-map. After that, you have to place these max terms as zeros in K-map. After placing each max term, what you have to do? You have to write the number of adjacencies for each max term in similar way. So we already discussed in previous problem. In that way, you have to write the number of adjacencies for each max term. After that, what we have to do? We have to consider the minterm that has the least number of adjacencies. Okay, so here I'm considering 1. So here I'm considering 1. Okay, so for 1, where is 1? Here is 1. Okay, so can we group 4 with this one? There is any possibility is there? No. Okay, so we can group 1 with 5, or we can group 1 with 9. So we have two possibilities here. So we have two possible expressions also. We have two possible expressions also. See here I'm considering 1 and 5 here. 1 and 5 here. Okay, so 1 and 5 are involved in the group. Okay, so after that I am considering 4. I am considering 4 min term. So with this 4, can we group 8 cells? No. Can we group 16 cells? No. Only we can group these 4 cells only. These 4 cells only. We have no other possibility. We have no other possibility. So we can group 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. After that, I am taking 8. Where is 8? Here is 8. Okay. With this 8, can we group 16? Is there possibility of 16 adjacencies here? No. Can we group 8 here? No. So we can group with this 8 only 4. Only 4. What are those? 8, 9, 24, 25. 8, 9, 24, 25. Okay. So after that, I'm considering 14. I'm considering 14. So where is 14? Here. Here is 14. With this 14, can we group 16? Is there any possibility? No. But we can group 8 cells. We can group 8 cells. So after grouping, so you have to remind this one, after grouping, so the shape of that group, it may be a rectangle or square, rectangle or square, and grouping can be done either horizontally or vertically, but not diagonally. So you have to remember these points while grouping. Okay. So with this 14, we can group these 8 cells. So what are those? 6 and 7. And you have to take 6 and 7. After that 14, 15, and next 30, 31, and 22, and 23. So after that, what we have to consider is 28. Where is 28? Here is 28. With this 28, can we group 16? Is there possible? Is there any possibility? No. With this 28, can we group 8? Is there any possibility for grouping 8? No. So with this 28, we can group only these 4 cells. What are those? 28, 29, 31, 30. So 28, 29, 30, 31. Okay. So this is the procedure, actual procedure for grouping. Okay. So how many groups we have? 1, 2, and 3, 4 groups. So we have 4 max terms in the output expression. Max term is nothing but sum term. Min term is nothing but product term. Okay. See here we have 4 max terms in the output expression. Okay. See here. Sorry, these are 5 groups. Actually, we have 5 groups. One is blue color, and black color, red color, yellow, and green color. Okay, so we have 5 groups. So we have 5 max terms. So this is the final expression. This is the minimized product of sums expression. Okay, so here, see here, I'm writing. So I'm taking variables AB at one side and CDE at one side. For 2 variables, what is the gray code sequence we have? 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. 0, 0. So if you want to get product of sums expression, 0 is represented with unbar, and this cell represent max term cell. So you have to write max term expression. 0, 0 means here a plus b. 0, 1 means here a plus b bar. A plus b bar. In similar way here, a bar plus b bar. A bar plus b bar. And next 1, 0 means a bar plus b. Okay, like that you have to write. In similar way here c, d, e also. 0, 0, 0 means c plus d plus e. Okay, so this is the actual procedure to get the simplified or minimized Boolean expression using K-map. So up to 5 variables. Up to 5 variables. So this is all about K-map method up to 5 variables. Up to 5 variables. If the number of variables are increases, means more than 5. So it is difficult to get the simplified expression using K-map. Using K-map means K-map method is only convenient up to 5 variables only. Up to 5 variables only. If the number of variables are increases more than 5, so we go through tabular method or QC method to get the simplified Boolean expression or minimized Boolean expression. Okay, when if the number of variables are increases more than 5. Okay, so what is QC method or tabular method? So in tabular method actually based on prime implicants and essential prime implicants concept. So what is prime implicant? Prime implicant means either min term means product term or sum term. Okay, so after reducing we get either product term or sum term. Okay, so that one is called prime implicant. What is essential prime implicant? In essential prime implicant means in this at least one min term which cannot be covered by any other prime implicant. Which cannot be covered by any other prime implicant. That is called essential prime implicant. So these essential prime implicants are useful in QM method or tabular method. So if you want to get the simplified expression or minimized Boolean expression using tabular method, so you should follow these rules. You should follow these rules. For example, what is step 1? For example, if the given function consists of min terms or max terms. For example, if I am taking min terms, first step what we have to do, we have to write those min terms in ascending order. Ascending order. First step what we have to do, we have to write that given min terms in ascending order. Okay, so after that what we have to do, we have to write the corresponding binary representation. After that what we have to do, we have to write the corresponding binary representation. Okay, so after that we have to do grouping based on number of ones present in their binary representations. Number of ones present in their binary representation. For example, if a binary group consists the number of ones only one ones, so we group those numbers into one group. Two ones, only those numbers into one group. Okay, so like that. So that is step 1. So what is step 1? You have to write the given either min terms or max terms in ascending order. After that, you have to write the equivalent binary representations for that numbers. After that, you have to make the groups based on the number of ones present in their binary representations. Okay, so that is step 1. And next step 2. what we have to do in step 2, you have to compare each group with their next group, successive group. Compare each group with their successive group. Means if there is any single bit position change, if there is any single bit position change, you have to place a symbol dash in that position and keep the remaining bits as it is. And keep the remaining bits as it is. So that is step 2. And this step 2 is repeated until we get the prime implicants. Until we get the prime implicants. Okay. And next, step 4. In step 4, what we have to do, we have to draw the prime implicant table. In prime implicant table, we have rows and columns. We have rows and columns. Rows are represented as prime implicants. In columns, minterms are represented in columns. Minterms are represented in columns. Okay, that is called prime implicant table. Okay, and for prime implicant table, we have to place a cross mark in their corresponding minterm cells. In their corresponding minterm cells, you have to put a cross mark. You have to put a cross mark. Okay, in step 5, we have to identify the essential prime implicants. How we can identify the essential prime implicants from the prime implication table? If any single cross mark in the column, you have to round that cross mark. That means in that one minterm which cannot be covered by any other prime implicants, which cannot be covered by any other group, that is called essential prime implicant. That is called essential prime implicant. So these essential prime implicants should be part of the simplified Boolean expression. Along that essential prime implicant, we have required prime implicants in that simplified expression, simplified Boolean expression. So these all are the steps you should follow to get the minimized expression using tabular method. Using tabular method. See here, I'm taking one example. See here, consider the function f of a comma b comma c comma d. So here the function having 4 variables. The function having 4 variables. Here I'm taking summation m of, means here the given terms are minterms. The given numbers are minterms. So you have to simplify this function using tabular method. Using tabular method. What is first step? You have to write these numbers. You have to write these numbers in ascending order. After that, what you have to do? You have to group. You have to group. See here, for minterm 0, we have all zeros. We have all zeros. If any other minterm have any all 4 zeros, no. So only 0 have 4 zeros. So this one is only in one group. After that, see here 1, 2, 8 are one group. Why the decimal 1 consists, this is the corresponding binary representation here. So it contains, what are the number of ones here in this group? The number of ones are ones. Only 1, 1. Here the number of ones are 2. Here the number of ones are 3. Here the number of ones in the binary representation 4. Okay, so you have to arrange, means here the number of ones are 0. Here the numbers are arranged in ascending order. Ascending order based on their number of ones in the binary representation. In their binary representation. See here, all zeros, only one single ones, only double ones, 2 ones, 3 ones, 4 ones, like that. You have to group. You have to group. Okay, so that is first step. In second step, what we have to do? We have to compare. We have to compare each minterm with their successive group. With their successive group. See here in this group, we have only one minterm. And what is the successive group? This is the successive group. So 1, 2, 8. So you have to compare 0 with 1, 0 with 2, 0 with 8. So 0, when we compare 0 with 1, that is called a pair. That is called a pair. So when we called it, this is when we called it was a pair only if they differ in single bit position. Only single bit position. See here 0, 0, 0 dash. In similar way 0, 2. After comparison, so same bits, keep same bits as it is and put a dash. And put a dash. See here 0, 0, dash 0. Only we have these, this position is different. These positional bits are different. So in that place only we have to put dash. Okay. So 0, 8 also compared. Why? Because only single bit position is different. Remaining all 3 bit positions are same. Okay. After that, what we have to do in similar procedure, compare this group with next successive group. Means you have to compare 1 with 3, you have to compare 1 with 5, you have to compare 1 with 10, you have to compare 1 with 12. If there is a comparison takes place, you have to put tick mark. You have to put tick mark. If 1 is compared with 3, as only single bit position is different, remaining all 3 bit positions are same. So you have to put cross mark. Okay, you have to compare 1 with 5. 1 and 5 also compared. And 1 with 10. So 1 or 10. So the here we have 2 bit positions or 3 bit positions are different. So these two terms are not compared. 1 with 12. So here also more than one position is different. Okay, so you have to come after that, you have to compare 2, 3, 2, 5, 2, 10, 2, 12. Similarly, 8, 3, 8, 5, 8, 10, 8, 12. So when the comparison is take place, only if the two min terms are differ only in single bit position. At that case, only the two min terms are formed a pair. Okay, so after forming pair, after that what we have to do, we have to form quad. After that we have to form octet. Quad means 4 minterms. We combine 4 minterms as a group. So in this case also we have to compare each group with the next successive group. See here 0, 1, 1, 3 are compared? No. 0, 1, 1, 5 compared? No. 0, 1, 2, 3 compared? Yes. Why? Because same 3 bit positions are same, only 1 bit position is changed. Okay, so at that changed position you have to keep dash. You have to place dash at that position. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3. So like that again you have to compare and place a tick mark. See here 8 to 12 is not compared with any other prime implicant. So you have to leave it as it is. There is no tick mark place here. Okay, so here this is third phase. In third phase also, see here these are pairs, these are quads. Okay, so these quads also after comparison we may form octet. If they compare, we may form octet. Okay, so after that, see here I'm drawing prime implication table. Prime implication table. So in prime implication table, we are taking prime implicants or rows and minterms are columns. And minterms are columns. See here we have how many prime implicants we have. See here these are no tick marks are placed. Okay, so those are called prime implicants. See here 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Minterms are same and expression is same. Minterms are same and expression is same. So we have to treat it as 1. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, A bar, B bar, this is a prime implicant. 0, 2, 8, 10, this is a prime implicant. 1, 3, 5, 7, this is a prime implicant. 5, 7, 13, 15, this is a prime implicant. And 8 to 12 pair also a prime implicant. 12, 13 pair also a prime implicant. So there are, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 prime implicants. In this case, we have 6 prime implicants. So you have to place these 6 prime implicants like this. After that, columns. In columns, what we have to place the minterms. So whatever the minterms in the given function, you have to write those minterms as it is here. As it is here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 15. See here, A bar, B bar is a prime implicant. how we got this prime implicant? By grouping 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. So you have to put cross mark at 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. In similar way, B bar, D bar. You have to put cross mark 0 to 8, 10. 0 to 8, 10. Next to A bar D, 1, 3, 5, 7. A bar D, 1, 3, 5, 7. So like that, you have to place the cross mark at the corresponding positions. After that, see here each column. See, observe each column. Here, two cross marks are there. Here, two cross marks, two cross marks, two cross marks, two cross marks. Here, see here, only one cross mark. Means this min term, it cannot be covered by any other prime implicant, any other group. Means this pair, this corresponding prime implicant is called, we call essential prime implicant. Means here B bar D bar is a essential prime implicant. So this should be in the final expression. This should be in final expression. In similar way, this one also alone. This one also alone. Okay, this one also alone. So what is the corresponding prime implicant? BD. So this BD is also called essential prime implicant. See here, B bar D bar is the essential prime implicant. BD is an essential prime implicant. So these two essential prime implicants are should be in final expression. Okay, so after that you have to you have to observe. See here, for prime implicant B bar D, it covers only 0 to 8, 10. 0 to 8, 10. See here, I'm taking a tick mark. I'm taking a tick mark. 0 to 8, 10 are covered only. For B bar D bar, for B bar D bar, 0 to 8 and 10 are covered. Okay. After that BD. After that BD. So where is BD? Here. Here BD covers 5, 7, 13, 15. So you have to place tick mark 5, 7, 13, 15. 5, 7, 13, 15. See here, so this B bar, D bar and BD should be in final expression. So what are the uncovered minterms here? What are the uncovered minterms here? 1, 3 and 12. 1, 3 and 12. Okay, so these are uncovered minterms. These are uncovered minterms here. So 1, 3, 12. See here, 1, 3 is in one expression. And 12. Where is 12 here? 12 is in 8, 12 or 12, 13. Means here 1, 3 we have to consider A bar D. Means A bar D is also in final expression. A bar D is also in final expression. If you consider 1, 3. After that, you may consider 8, 12 or 12, 13. Means A, C bar, D bar or A, B, C bar. A, C bar, D bar or A, B, C bar. So that is in final expression. Okay. So here I am considering 1, 3. So 1, 3 here is in this equation, that is A bar D. A bar D. So this one is wrong. You have to write A bar D here. A bar D. Okay. So this is the simplified expression using tabular method. Using tabular method. Okay, so this is a prime implicant table. It contains rows and columns. Rows are represented with prime implicants and columns are represented with minterms. Okay, so this is the final minimized expression. So we have two possibilities here. We have why, because 12 minterm, because 12 minterm we have in A, C bar, D bar and also A, B, C bar. So we may choose this one or this one. Means we have two possible expressions here. We have two possible expressions. So this is about the tabular method of minimization. Tabular method of minimization. Thank you.